Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode what is really going on behind those fancy corporate reports. And today we've got Kura Sushi USA Inc. serving up some financial news. Get ready because we're about to find out if their latest earnings release is a 5-star meal or something that needs to go back to the kitchen. Before we dive in, if you enjoy getting the raw truth from corporate filings, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And hey, if you want to chat about these insights with other like-minded folks, come join our Discord community. The link is in the description below. Alright, let's get straight to the good stuff. Kura Sushi USA Incorporated, or KRUS as you might see it on the stock market, just dropped some news about their fiscal first quarter that ended on the 30th of November of 2025. They put out a press release on the 7th of January of 2026. And their executives are going to be discussing these results in a conference call. Think of this like the company's official report card for that period. Now, the big question is, what do these numbers actually tell us about how Kura Sushi is doing? They're listed on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol KRUS, and their class of common stock is what most investors are watching. On the surface, this report is all about the financial results and their condition. The most interesting part of this kind of filing is usually when the company talks about its earnings and its financial health. This filing specifically points to a press release that shares their financial results for the fiscal first quarter. This is where the real story is. How much money did they make? How much did they spend? And are they growing? This report isn't giving us a deep dive into raw numbers itself, but it is pointing us to that press release. Imagine this filing is the appetizer and the press release is the main course. The company is essentially telling us, here is where you can find the important details about how we performed. We're told they're discussing their earnings and other financial results. So what does this mean for us? Companies put out these reports to keep investors informed. It is how they communicate their progress, potential challenges, and their overall outlook. For a restaurant company like Kura Sushi, this would likely cover things like sales at their restaurants, how much food they're selling, the costs associated with running those restaurants, and whether they're opening new locations. The specific exhibit number 99.1 is key here. That is where they've attached their earnings press release. This is where the actual financial numbers, the ones that really matter to investors, are located. We need to look at that document to see if sales are up or down, if their profits are growing, and if they are managing their expenses effectively. For example, are their same-store sales increasing? That is a really important metric for restaurant chains because it shows if their existing restaurants are bringing in more customers or not. If same-store sales are declining, it could mean they're losing market share or that people aren't as interested in their offerings anymore. Conversely, if they're growing, it is a very positive sign. We also want to see their profit margins. Are they able to keep costs down while still delivering quality food and service? Higher profit margins mean more money left over, which can be reinvested in the business, used to pay down debt or return to shareholders. A shrinking profit margin, on the other hand, can signal rising costs of goods, labor, or increased competition forcing them to lower prices. The context here is crucial. Kura Sushi operates in a competitive environment. Many restaurants are vying for consumer attention, being innovative with their menu, providing a great dining experience, and managing costs efficiently are all critical to their success. This report, and more importantly, the press release it references, will tell us if they are winning that battle. We need to see if their strategy is translating into strong financial performance. Now, looking at this report and the limited information it directly contains, it is mostly a signpost to the actual financial details. However, the act of reporting these earnings on the 7th of January indicates they are adhering to a regular reporting schedule, which is a good sign of operational discipline. The fact that they are having a conference call means they are open to investor questions and providing further clarification, which is standard practice but important for transparency. To give you a real feel for Kura Sushi's performance, we'd typically look for specific numbers in that press release. We'd hunt for revenue growth figures, perhaps a percentage increase or decrease compared to the same quarter last year. We'd also be scanning for net income, which is the bottom line profit after all expenses. Changes in these figures, even if they seem small percentage-wise, can have a big impact on the company's value and future plans. For instance, a consistent 5% year-over-year revenue growth signals a healthy expansion, whereas a 5% decline could indicate a need for serious strategic reevaluation. For Kura Sushi, we're essentially waiting for the full picture to emerge from that earnings release. Are they seeing more customers walk through the door? Are they able to charge more for their sushi? And are they keeping their costs under control in a potentially inflationary environment for food and labor? These are the questions an investor would be asking. So, what is my takeaway based on what we have here? This filing itself is a procedural step primarily serving as the official announcement that the company has reported its first quarter financial results and will be discussing them. It's the starting gun for the market to digest the actual performance data. Without seeing the numbers in the press release, it is hard to make a definitive judgment. However, the regularity of this filing and the planned conference calls suggest a company that is following established corporate governance practices. The key is what comes next in that press release. Did they have a fantastic quarter, beating expectations and showing strong growth, or did they miss the mark? Revealing underlying issues with their business model or the broader economic climate affecting their restaurants. That's the story we're waiting for the press release to tell us. The real analysis will happen when we see those sales figures, those profit numbers, and the management's commentary on their future prospects and any potential risks they foresee. It is all about finding out if Kura Sushi is currently a profitable venture or facing challenges that could impact its long-term viability. Alright, that is our overview of this Kura Sushi USA Incorporated filing. What do you think these earnings reports will reveal? Let me know your predictions in the comments below if you found this breakdown helpful. Please give this video a thumbs up, it really supports the channel, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future corporate deep dives. We've also got that Discord community in the description if you want to continue the conversation. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.